Nishant Patti joins us now, co-founder with EaseMyTrip joins us now. And let's understand from him that what was the intention behind why the promoters in a sense have sold. Are they looking at selling the entire stake, and how should long-term investors and markets read into it? So Nishant, what is the real story? How much stake promoters have? How much have you sold, and how much you intend to sell going forward?
So hi. So as I told in other interview also, the promoters are inclined towards the journey of the company. We have still owned 50% of the company, which is rare in e-commerce newly age listed companies. You will not find new age companies with a high promoter stake till now. You'll find very few examples in that category. We are still very committed to the company, and we are hopeful that we are generating certain revenues for like their organic and inorganic, both side of pedals which we are putting on. So there is no more selling which will be coming from the promoter side.
Why you sold this stake? Because that stake in this stake sale, even though it's not very large, this in a sense has led to some kind of an assumption, and everyone is guessing.
So the assumptions and what everybody is guessing is completely wrong. We are over here for a long term, and we want to create a global travel company, not just in India. So as I mentioned, that there are a couple of international expansions which are yet to come. There are a couple of plays which are yet to come, and we are leveraging technology to the fullest. We are like doing certain things into the AI. We are doing things in blockchain just to enhance the consumer expression, consumers' behavior.
Understand that. I'm just understanding and spending time on this entire stake sale so that we clear the air. You've not sold much. You've only sold 1.5%. And that could be a personal need. That could be perhaps, you need to invest somewhere else. That's perfectly acceptable. But if you see so much of value in the stock, and if you're committed to the growth, once there is cash or capital available with the promoter group, would you be looking at increasing your stake back eventually?
I can't comment on that part right now, but of course we can explore certain avenues onto it. But we are not committing, or we are not doing as of now. But the thing which we are committed is we are not going to sell any further stake.
When they need quick cash, they pledge their holdings. Did you pledge your holdings? And if you did not pledge your holding, what stopped you from pledging it?
We are never pledged our equities.
Okay. Let's talk about business for the quarter gone by. The quarter gone by was the big quarter for the entire travel industry because of Diwali, Dashera and Christmas. How are numbers looking? What was the uptick in your total GMT?
Generally, quarter three, that is October, November, December, is considered the most valued and most best quarter for any travel company. So particularly for airlines also. We are seeing jump, and you'll, as I mentioned before, also you will be seeing like there will not be any company if you compare us with our listed peers in travel segment also, you'll get to know that how much equity is being owned by which promoters and what is the PE they are trading at, or what is the moat which they are trading. Everybody have in the consumer tech business, they have to generate money on a cash burn basis. And we are a bootstrap company which has been profitable since inception, like since 2008. And 2024. It's been like 16, 18 years. We had been generating profits in the company. And that was the moat of the company. Like we will be managing the moat similar way. And we don't want to sell further equities. As I mentioned, that there are a couple of expansion plans which are on play. We are going for global expansion. We are going for corporate and luxury segment. We are going to promote eco-friendly tourism. And there are a couple of acquisitions, organic and inorganic. Both ways company will be promoting the businesses.
In terms of the total business mix, can you quantify for us, and just for the benefit of our viewers, how much is coming from airline, how much is coming from the other verticals, and at what growth the business is going?
75 to 80% of the, like when we listed 4 years back in 2021, 100% of the company belonged to promoters. 100% of the company in 2021. Okay. And the business mix right now would be like at the time of IPO, the business 4 years back, the business was 95% was the flight and 5% was other verticals. And you may be aware that the other verticals generate more revenue than the flight segment. So right now our mix is 75 to 25, somewhere around 75% we do freight and 25% we are doing non-air. And we are enhancing and we are expanding into the non-air vertical much more than the air vertical.
Margins low in the
revenues are much higher.
But in terms of a total GMT, which is what everybody looks at when they value, let's say, some of the travel portals like you or Exigo or EaseMyTrip, there is a number which everybody looks at, which is the growth of the total GMT business. Could you just give us a sense as to FY26 and FY27 where that is headed?
So every quarter we are doing sales of over 2,000 crores. So that is 8,000 crore annual is our GMV. So we are expecting 20 to 25% growth year on year organically. And inorganically, we never know if we acquire a certain company who is generating a revenue or who is generating a GMV of 6,000 crores or 7,000 crores. We may acquire, we may look at it. There are a couple of things which are happening in the company. So we are looking aggressively to growth and consolidate the travel segment.
Confirming to us is that, look, the promoters have sold less than 2% stake. In the overall scheme of things, that's not very large. Startup promoters, even if I look at, let's say, Policy Bazaar or Zomato, the promoter ownership is much lower than what you currently have. And what you sold in the market is largely for personal requirement. It is not an indication of any sizable offloading coming from the promoter family.
That's absolutely correct. If you correctly mentioned that if you look at Policy Bazaar or Zomato or the peers like that, you will not find significant promoter holding. I don't think so that there will be hardly any companies which will be owned like 10% more than promoters. So our company still owns, like we still have 50% skin in the game.
This holding currently at 24%, 24 to 25% is where the holding on the longer term basis will be constant, right? That is the commitment.
There's a commitment, of course.
Okay. All right, Nishant. Appreciate your time.
As I told you, like we are going for decades. We are not just looking for a year or 2 or 5 years. So
appreciate your time. Thank you that you could join us and thank you for the clarification.